If you haven't subscribed already, ring that bell to get notified when new movies are posted. Today we're going to talk about something a little different. This is the Abode Essentials Starter Kit. The Abode Starter Kit is basically everything you need to get started doing a do-it-yourself DIY home security system. It's got the Abode Gateway, which is a wired gateway. It requires a Ethernet cable. It's got a Zigbee and Z-Wave radio in it, which is great for additional accessories. It's got a siren. It's got an optional cell. There's a motion sensor. There is a door and window sensor, as well as the key fob, which you can put on your keychain, and it allows you to arm, disarm, control the system as you're leaving the house, which is exactly what you need for a security system. Although this does work with Google Assistant as well as Amazon's Madam A ecosystem, the Abode, it's really an all-in-one. You could use this almost completely to do just about anything in your house without even having to connect it to a different system, which is kind of impressive. They have, in addition to the Essentials, what you get in the Essential Starting Kit, they have a bunch of other products. And those are ranging from leak sensors and vibration glass break sensors, temperature, humidity, light sensors, cameras, strip sensors, contact sensors, various different kinds of contact sensors, the keypad, kind of everything you would need for a security system. So it's really robust. They've got a ton of stuff in here that you could leverage. They've even got plugs, which I don't have a picture of here. So again, it's great as long as you're living in the United States, and we'll get to that. So we're going to start off here, as usual, with the unboxing here. You can see Abode, the Connected Protected Home. Right, so this is, again, the Essential Starter Kit. So this all comes in the box. This is kind of their intro kit. It's called a starter kit, so I guess that's obvious. And it includes the gateway, Ethernet cable, your power adapter, your mini door sensor, your key fob, and your motion sensor. Not all features available in all areas. That's absolutely true. For instance, one of the things that's not available, at least in Canada, is the remote monitoring, right? So I can buy the Abode, and again, I'm a fan of the device. I like the device, but it's important that you understand what you're getting into. If you think you're going to be able to get this in Canada, or as far as I can tell, anywhere outside of the United States right now, and be able to get the remote monitoring service, that's probably unlikely, at least as of October 2018. Definitely check the website to see if that's changed. Don't rely on this video being accurate, because I'm sure they're working on being able to deliver those services in different areas. So we'll get that out of the box and lay everything out here. So first thing you'll see is the gateway device is really covered with this sticky protective plastic, so there will be no scratches, which is great. Takes a little bit to get off, but you can see it is bright, shiny, and new, and it has the cellular SIM there for when you're supported. So that would be what would go in there. USB, you've got your power dongle, an SD card here, and Ethernet. So this is going to be Ethernet connected. And that should be one of your considerations. You're going to have to require a port open on your router. We've also got the door and window sensor that we're looking at here. You can see this is a magnetic sensor. This is the one that comes with the kit, but there are other ones available. There are recessed door and windows. There is the streamline. We've got the motion sensor here. This is a simple motion sensor, right? It's going to be battery operated with one of those little, a watch battery style, the little coin style battery. And again, you could get other options. We've got the key fob here. So the key fob allows us to arm and disarm it. You know, a couple of options that we can assign to the keys here. Again, all the stuff that we need really to get started. So the setup was pretty painless. Basically, we go in and we create our account. That's going to be an email verification. And then you're going to put in your gateway activation key. So this activation key is available on a piece of paper, on a kind of a cardboard handout that's in the box. And that's going to be absolutely necessary for you to create the security relationship between the application on your iPad or iOS device and the gateway itself. This does take a little bit of time, but it does work. So you just got to be a little bit patient with it, right? So once that's connected there, preparing the gateway is connected, you get the green checkbox, everything is good to go at this point. So you're just going to click on that continue button. And now the setup's going to take us through and attach the accessories, the window sensors, those kinds of things, right? So we're going to say, okay, well, what do we want to attach here first? Well, that would be the door and window sensor. Which one do we have? Because like I said, there are different options. So we're going to add the door and window sensor that looks like the one that we have, which is the mini. So assuming you can see the one that you want, you just click on that button and then they take us through it. And it's really, really simple. You don't really have to be technical to do this, right? Or have those tech skills. Pull the plastic battery tab to activate the sensor. And then it shows you, here's the front view, and it gives you a little picture of where the plastic tab is. We're just going to pull that out. Let's tap on continue. Okay, there we go. The sensor and the magnet must be aligned using the alignment lines on the sensor. How easy is that? Again, if we're kind of dealing with the technical people out there, there's a lot of people like myself who have a technical background where we could probably figure this stuff out fairly easily on our own. But that's not the market that Abode is trying to reach. They're trying to address the normal homeowner who would just like to feel a little more secure in their house or apartment, right? So they give you some installation tips here and really, really make it clear, crystal clear and easy on where you want to put these things, what's the best way to do that, how to set that up. So I really applaud them in trying to make this accessible for everybody, for normal people. So eventually you're going to get this selected. Okay, cool. Make mini door sensor is paired. Is it going to be a door or a window? Again, they really make it easy through the setup process. So continuing on here, the next accessory that we've got is the motion sensor, and that's what comes up. So the motion sensor, again, they're not looking at people like me who have, and I've got a lot of experience with these types of devices at this point. I'm not the target audience. I'm going to be able to whip through this real quick, but they're really trying to enable the average person to be able to get this up and running. You may never thought that you could install your own security system, but Abode says no, you can. And they give you a whole bunch of tips that you might otherwise only learn by just making mistakes over time. Where to put positions for the motion sensor, how you're going to get the best experience, right? So that's, again, I really applaud them for that. They tell you how to hook it up. Just really impressed. So we'll finish this off, put a name on it. We'll just call it Abode Motion Sensor so that I know what it is. So although I would have thought the key fob would have been next, it's actually not. Surprise. So we're going to click on the continue button, and next thing you know, we're going to be able to add users. So we can add families and friends. So you're going to be able to get your users assigned. Did you purchase a Connect or Secure Plan bundle from the Abode store? So this is a great time to point out one of the issues that I have with the Abode Gateway is that it's not made for people outside of the US. So for instance, one of the big things is you can put on-demand professional monitoring, except it's not available in my service area. Again, I can click on the notify button to see, when it gets to Canada, but right now it's not available to me. I can't do a 3-day plan. I can't do a 7-day plan. So that's a little disappointing. Again, I'm sure this works great in the US, but if you're not in the US, something to be aware of before you invest in this. Again, go in with open eyes, right? That's always my recommendation. Know what you're getting into. Fortunately, the free tier, I think, is it's actually pretty good, right? I'm quite happy with it. It's self-monitoring, which again, I've got my phone with me all the time anyways. So in reality, the only time I'm really at risk is if my internet connection is out, in which case I'll get no notifications, but they will still let me know that the internet connection is out. So at least I've got some knowledge. So they're going to take us through the tour here. We've got the alerts button, right? We've got a timeline. If I've got cameras, if I add cameras on, I can view it from there. We can add more devices. We've got quick actions. And what is a quick action, you ask? Well, a quick action is, it's kind of like an automation is how I like to think of it. I will be honest, and I will let you guys know that I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I integrate this into my existing environment, in that because there's no HomeKit support, it makes it a little bit difficult for me to do dual automations, right? So I'm still trying to figure out and integrating this into my house. If you're using this on your own, I'm sure it would be great. So moving back, we have the add groups function, which really this is kind of like, think of this almost like a room. So you can put doors and windows into a group. You can put motion sensors into a group, key fob, all that kind of stuff. Right, so we've got status, everything that you would come to expect in what essentially, this is a complete home automation smart home system hub. So kind of going through the complete tour here, one of the other things I wanted to show you is the notifications and kind of what you'll see. So we got the ability to, when I have a motion sensor, if I turn the alarm on, you can see the alarm status here. I can set that. Top left-hand corner, that little green button. Am I away? Am I home? I can modify that. Again, super, super easy. I can also set that up for the key fob to do that. In fact, it does that out of the box, which is kind of nice. So when I first looked at the integrations in the iOS app, there really wasn't much there. So I'm glad that I didn't stop looking there, because moving over to the web app, I found that this is where we can configure the IFT, the Nest, Amazon Echo Security skill, the Smart Home skill, the Ecobee, Google Assistant. All of that stuff is available. As well, if you want to set up any additional, especially third-party devices, you're going to have to come to the web app. Right, so you can go here, you can see all the list of the available Abode devices that you could install, including the plug, right, all that's there. And we go into the other devices, and you can see, look at that, bam, my LifeX devices just showed up. I could have Zigbee as well as Z-Wave devices, right, so I can view supported device list. Really easy to get the access to documentation. Takes me over to their webpage and says, look at this, compatible Z-Wave and Zigbee devices. So there's quite a list here that we could play with. So sometimes it pays to go back and look at things twice. When I first got this device, I've kind of been holding off on this review, to be honest, because I want to say good things about a product that I genuinely like. But I had some issues with it, and a lot of that had to do with being international. I'm not in the US, right? So I really want to get one of these slim strip sensors, and I went and looked at it, update cart. Okay, it's $30 US. That's not that bad. It's actually pretty good price for a door and contact sensor. So I go in and I put in my contact information. Now realize I'm not going to let you guys see my real address here. I'm going to use my childhood home. So let's get that. Somebody else going to send you guys to this guy's house in Calgary, Alberta. All right, so we'll send you over there. We'll get a good Canadian address in Calgary, Alberta. Put in the postal code. So we will put in the phone number here. This is not my phone number, hasn't been for many years. Don't call me, I won't answer. We go to the shipping method, and when I clicked that button previously, the shipping costs for the sensor was more than the sensor itself. It was insane. It was like $35 US to ship a $30 sensor. It just didn't make any sense. Again, that's my biggest issue, is the fact that I don't live in the US. Since that original experience, I tested this again today, and look at that. They now have a $9.50 option, which is, that's actually not bad for US to Canadian shipping. Let's wrap this up. So what do I think? Well, the Abode Essentials Starter Kit is a great all-in-one product. You could really build your entire smart home around just the Abode ecosystem. Right? It is got lots of accessories. You've seen that. They've got the right integrations. They have Google Assistant, Amazon Echo, Madam A. They're missing HomeKit, which that hurts my feelings a bit, but Abode has been clear that they're working on it. Whether that comes in the Abode Gateway or in the upcoming IOTA release, we'll see. So my biggest problem with this is really that it is going to be limited internationally. The things like the remote monitoring services, to be able to just hook that up, that would be really cool. I would take advantage of that while I'm traveling if I had access to it. The fact that the shipping is only from the US, the products aren't available on Amazon Canada's website. You know, there's a lot of things here that I think they're working out, and as we saw, they've already improved the shipping from the Abode international shipping prices, so that's at least a step forward. So it shows me that they're making some motion. Would I invest in this as a Canadian customer on my own? I don't know. Do-it-yourself security, it's definitely easy to get up and running, but just be aware if you're going to put your toes in the water, be aware of what you're getting into, which means that you're going to have a little bit of a limited experience if you're an international customer. For more links, check the video details below, as well as a Amazon affiliates code. If you're looking at picking one of these up or any of the accessories, I would love your support. Likes are always appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell to get notified when new videos are posted. Those happen every Tuesday and Thursday, and occasionally more often. And last but not least, if you want to learn how to make your house a little bit smarter using Apple HomeKit, please check in the video details. At the bottom, there will be a coupon code, a discounted code for my Udemy course. Thanks.